What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So this would be part 28 of the Super Mario World playthrough. So in this particular episode we get to the tubular stage as far as this aspect's going to happen. Now within the particular fair about it, like as most folks probably know who know a thing or three about this game, is just the particular aspect as far as saying that this is probably one of the worst stages in the game in terms of the difficulty behind it. And I really particularly feel like within the fair I may not be able to emerge from this particular stage unscathed with the concept as far as completing it. Now I look within the concept as far as saying, I look within the fair, it's more just about it's more just about the particular fair, about the patience factor meant about it, but the actual reality of it is you don't get chances on the stage. If you get hit once, you're doing it over. It's kind of the pitch as far as saying it's this one of the particular fairs. For the most part, this game, most of the difficulty throws that this game throws at you can be handled within most facets. I mean, the rest of this special world, from what I remember of it, is not that horrible within these pitches. It's just kind of the format. I mean, you would think some of these would be kind of more or less Kaizo-like within these pitches, but the lost levels is actually worse than this game within these aspects in terms of, like, the difficult. This is really the worst stage. This is the toughest stage in the game, I would more or less say, within those aspects. And the main it's not so much that it's difficult, it's just the main concept that the controls for the balloon Mario are just so annoying. I mean, it'd be the concept if, like, you had a little bit more. It's just such sluggish kind of fair. You just don't get a lot of room to maneuver. And that's kind of the concept as far as saying, if you're seeing what I'm paying attention to here, when these plants shoot those fireballs and things, it's kind of the concept that you have to really kind of plan ahead, but the enemies move quicker than you, and the concept about it is there's just not enough frames of animation or things like that to be able to avoid those things. So it's kind of the concept. It doesn't result in a lot of affability within being able to do it. It's just kind of the concept as far as saying. Now, obviously, the game's not going to let you cheat and just fly above everything within those pitches, but it's just kind of the fair that the way that they kind of make those attacks is just kind of the aspect that you don't get. You don't particularly get like a lot of room for air and things like that as far as those players have. So just the pitch as far as saying, I don't know, the particular aspect about it within those pitches behind is just kind of as far as saying that it's just very unwieldy, and that's just kind of the concept. Most of this controls in this game are pretty airtight within the pitch. Mario turns around when you need him to, pitches like that. I mean, to certain extents, flying in this game, I'm not too, like, there are some folks, like, you pay attention to certain folks, like some of these folks that have done this game on YouTube pitches like that. There's some folks that really know how to use the cape pitches like that. I never really got the hang of using the cape. It's kind of those fairs. And there's also like a spin jump in particular that you do, which you can fly with the cape, and like a spin kind of animation within like the attack format, the way you attack with the cape. That's a particular trick that you only have to use once. I think it's actually in I think it's actually in Castle 6 or something like that, to get a bunch of 1-ups and things like that. This game doesn't ask you to do that particular trick. I would feel like if there was ever like a revamp of this game and it had some new stages, they'd probably have you do it, but it's just kind of the fair that that particular trick is kind of, I'm losing track of the point I'm trying to say here, but that particular trick is kind of one that I didn't learn as far as like the aspects of being able to do. It was just the pitch as far as saying that the more air controls for this game are a little bit more annoying within the pitch behind it. And I don't think you can use Yoshi for this stage either, so it's just kind of the pitch. You really do have to be able to master like the particular controls of the balloon Mario to be able to get further. And this kind of the pitch is just, it really, the gravity behind this game is almost too realistic as far as this goes. It's just, it really results in some annoying kind of mechanics about it, because as you look at this here, it gives you enough time to be able to get around, but the problem with it is moving downward is a real nightmare. So it's kind of, I mean, moving upward not as much, but moving downward, these attacks don't have the same gravity problem that you do. So it's kind of the pitch as far as saying it makes it extra annoying because the enemy attacks fall quicker than Mario does. So it's kind of the fair as far as saying it doesn't give you a lot of time to avoid these. So you have to really much have like pixel perfect kind of movements within these. It just, I mean, for the time it felt like a good idea, but it's just kind of the pitch as far as saying it really isn't the more you look after it. I mean, it's just kind of like, I think this is one of the few type times, I mean, there are people who can do this. I mean, it's the actual concept when you see this, but it's just kind of the aspect that I don't know, the concept of this as far as being able to talk within that particular fair, but it's not pleasant. I'll tell you that. It's really kind of a nerve-wracking type stage. Not so much nerve-wracking to where it's just like bite your fingernails, something like that, but it's just annoying where it's going to cause some rage quits and gripe as far as those fairs going to happen. So just the pitch as far as saying, but it's like I said, the gravity about this game moving downward is really annoying, and that's where most of the enemies are. It wants you to be near the bottom of the screen, but you don't have enough reaction time to get away from the attacks with it, so it's just it's not pleasant. It's just like I was saying, it's just kind of fair. And plus, you have to do this on a time limit too, because if you run out of Balloon Mario, you die. So it's kind of fair as far as saying, not only do you have to do this, but you have to do this with a certain quickness about it, and you don't get any hits either. But that's just kind of things. I just want to say, more than likely, I'm going to try this again. So we've gotten the next episode 29 and possibly 30 are going to be like further attempts of this that I recorded back in like July or June, somewhere in there, with when I did this particular game a little bit more. But it's kind of the fair as far as saying I'm going to try one more time after these next 2 episodes, which will probably, it may actually be 3 episodes, because I think I did this for at least 20 minutes or something like that. If I narrow these down to like 7.5 or 8.5 minutes, there'll probably be 3 of these. That'd be 29, 30, 31. Then I'll try it one further time. I know it's monotonous, but I guess that's kind of what this playthrough kind of consists of within those aspects. It's just getting that monotony belted out. But it's kind of the pitches. I do not see a very apt kind of likelihood of me being able to do this. Just all these, just like that right there. Even me getting to that area, I realize that there's some tangents that are going to wind up pissing me off. It's not that. Getting past that particular area, I think is pretty much like a relative stone's throw from that area to getting towards the end of the mission. But it still is annoying having to dodge those footballs and things like that. So it's just kind of fair, and you have to hit the switch first. So it's just kind of thing. But yeah, just looking up to here. So there'll be more of these than these concepts as far as these fairs going to happen. But if I cannot do this stage, there's at least 3 more episodes of this particular stage. I'll try at least one more time in the new gameplay segment I'm going to do. But after that, I'm just going to go ahead and beat the game if I cannot get past this. But stay tuned for that, folks. Subscribe for more fun.